Our business, Pinebridge Investments, has a long history. The background is for an insurance entity back into the 1960s. It's a multi-asset firm, so we cover everything from fixed income through equities into private markets, private equity, private credit, and then multi-asset as well. We work out of 22 different countries and run just under 94 billion US dollars. From a market perspective, Australia is obviously attractive, given the size of the superannuation business. But I think also specifically there is a role within the Australian marketplace for active funds management, and Pinebridge being a high active share active funds manager across all our strategies, it made sense from our perspective to come down and build out a presence. One of the keys when we did set up the business was to find a local partner that would assist us in both the regulatory environment as well as potentially operating funds for us locally. So I was fortunate in our first fund launch that we did engage with Perpetual. This first client being a government fund, we required somebody with a suitable reputation and size and to help us with the fund launch, and certainly Perpetual with its background and presence was somebody that the client of ours was very comfortable with. That first fund that we launched was back in 2014. Within 3 years, we were then looking for an additional expansion of our product range, and we're fortunate that a fixed income capability of ours within bank loans was successful in attracting additional investment, and that ended up being our second fund that we'd launched. So since 2014, when we got that first investor in to the initial fund, we're very pleased now to be approaching just under 4 billion in assets in Australia. From a regulatory perspective, certainly Australia was an area that we felt very comfortable operating. And then of course, because we didn't have a license in Australia with the reliance through ASIC on our SEC regulatory standing, it made sense to also look for somebody like Perpetual, who was then going to help us expand our business. Working with somebody who is themselves local, such as Perpetual, with their RE services, has further enhanced our ability to make sure our client service capabilities are at the forefront of what we do. From a market perspective, Perpetual's name was one of the key service providers. From our perspective, the size and the reputation were instrumental in that initial stages, but certainly post that, it's been just the quality of the staff, the depth of the information, and the ability for them to continue to service us. As I mentioned, as part of the growth plan, we're certainly anticipating adding additional product sets. In particular, there's a quantitative equity product, which could be our third fund to market. Perpetual certainly has been there for us with the launch of the prior two funds. With their help and speed to market, we anticipate having a third great experience in terms of our fund launches.